One of the top priorities of the International Space Station Science Program is to learn more about how the weightless environment impacts the human body, which will have to be in that environment for years at a stretch on a future mission to explore deep space. One of those experiments which the Expedition 45 crew is taking part in this week is studying the impact of long-term space travel on the astronauts' immune system and microbiome. And this morning we learned more about it from Dr. Cherie Oubre, a senior scientist in the microbiology laboratory here at the Johnson Space Center and a member of the microbiome experiment team. Hi, Cherie. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, we're here in the International Space Station flight control room, and we were just talking about some of the activities. And I know one of the activities today was also Cherie Oubre was taking some samples of microbiomes. So let's just start by talking about what a microbiome is.
Great. A microbiome is actually the collective group of microorganisms that live in a particular environment, such as the human body. In particular, that's what we're looking at during this study. When we think of microorganisms or bacteria, we often think of the bad organisms or the bad bugs that make us ill or sick. But we have a lot of beneficial organisms that live within us as well, and that's what we're kind of focusing on, trying to understand the changes that happen from pre-flight to space flight and the changes in those organisms in the body.
So what is it about the space environment that we think will impact the microbiome and our immune system?
Those are great questions. The microbiome itself changes with things that we do on Earth. It's daily stresses, diet, changes in environment, interactions with other people, and the same thing happens in space. So when astronauts launched, he's under a great deal of stress. Then he combats microgravity, sleep deprivation, changes in diet. Since they're on a space food packaged diet, they're actually in a closed environment where they have recirculated air and water, and all these things can lead to different changes in the microbiome that could impact the astronaut health.
Okay, so this is quite interesting, actually. So can you tell me, so I know, Cherie is doing some sampling. We've had other astronauts doing their sampling. What exactly is that they are doing to participate in this?
So there's a vast amount of sampling that happens. They sampled their particular microbiome over the course of before flight, during flight, and after by taking various swabs of their body sites and collecting saliva samples, things like that. And they collect those and will analyze them back and forth. In addition, they look at samples that they've collected from the environment. So they'll do surface swabs and take samples of the water to see if any of those environments kind of alter or play an impact into the microbiome of the astronaut itself.
Okay. And so when you said they're taking surface samples, do we have specific areas of the space station, of their environment is it things that they use, that they touch most, or?
Exactly, yes, that's what they do. We worked actually with a lot of the crew and developed exactly the right sites to take the sampling, and a lot of places where their hands are or the food preparation areas, handles, those kind of things are where we focus on taking some of the surface samples. Things they'll be more in contact with from the environment.
Yeah, well, thank you. So can you tell me, is the experiment trying to figure out a way to reduce the stress, or is it just to qualify the impact?
So mainly what this study is doing is really to characterize what changes are happening.
Okay.
And then in future studies, we can follow on and see how we can help the microbiome or stabilize the microbiome and do that for the astronaut as a whole, to reduce stress or really just increase the astronaut health.
So my next question was going to be, if there might be, from the results of this, if there might be some results that we would have here on Earth. Immediately, I think if we're going to find ways to reduce stress, I think we could use that. But are there other applications that you are thinking that maybe the results will have for us here on Earth?
Yes, I think that this is really more of a holistic microbiome kind of application. We can take the studies, the information that we have, looking at how it changes in a different environment and stressful. Immediately, it's applicable to things like military and deployed crew members that are out fighting for us, and they go into different areas and remote locations. Their microbiomes have been noticed to change, and so if we can find a way to mitigate what we're doing in space, we can apply that to the ground. But for every day, these are things we encounter stresses on a daily basis, and these are things that we could use to maybe take supplements, probiotics, things like that could help us and help maintain and ease our stressful lives.
Yeah, that's fascinating. Thank you so much. Again, real quick, how long is this study going to go on for? I know usually we do it for, could be a period of years to
Yeah.
really get a good.
Yeah, so this study has been going on for a couple years now. We are
Okay.
actually collecting data from our last subject at this point and beginning, the principal investigator is beginning his data analysis, and hopefully we'll have some great information that we can build upon
Well,
very soon.
that's great. We really look forward to hearing more about the results of this. Thank you again so much for coming out today.
Thank you.
Thank you.